Hey baddies, it's your girl Sham and I'm back with another video. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you could be a baddie too. Obviously, as you can tell, this is going to be things that I wish I had known before I started my Invisalign journey. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. You got me twisted. You got me twisted. Okay, so before I get too far into the video, first things first, if you hear me talking like that, I do have my retainers in. I made the mistake this weekend of going to sleep Friday night and Saturday night without my retainers. So yesterday I had them in all day, and today I have them in all day to try and make up for the fact that I pretty much went 2 nights and didn't put them in. And honestly, I woke up on Sunday and I was so disgusted with myself. I had like the slightest, it was like a millimeter space. So it wasn't major, but I was just like so upset because I'm like, girl, you did not pay $2,600 for nothing. I'm getting kind of hot. I'm gonna let my window down. But yeah, so I have my retainers in. I'm not gonna take them out. If you want to see what my teeth look like without the retainers in, I will go ahead and post the videos that I have on my channel talking about my retainers and when I got my Invisalign off. And just really quickly for the people that are new to my channel, I paid $2,600 for my Invisalign. I had 10 trays, which was 20 weeks, which is about 5 months worth of work. If you want to see what my teeth look like before, I will post that video up here as well. I did have braces. There was a mishap with my retainers once I got my braces off. So my space in the middle ended up opening back up. Now, the $2,600 price that I paid to my dentist was something that he was doing. It was very particular to him because I did shop around. I went to Aspen Dental. They wanted $5,200 regardless of how many or little trays it was going to be. I went to an actual orthodontist in Indiana. He wanted $6,800 and told me that that was the kid's price. And then my dentist said if it was 12 trays or less, it would be considered an express case, which would be $2,600. And if it was 13 or more, and even if it was 13 exactly, it would be considered a full case, which was double the price at $5,200. So you might want to price shop around. Not everybody is going to offer the express case option, but you might luck up, and depending on how much work you need done, you might be able to get them at a more discounted price. It just depends. But anyway, getting into the things that I wish I had known before I started my Invisalign journey. The first thing is that the space that I had in the middle of my 2 front teeth is called a diastema. It's a genetic thing. I got it from my mom. I don't know who my mom got it from, but I do know that there are more relatives on my mom's side of the family that also have that middle space as well. So it's a genetic thing. What I didn't know was that in the orthodontist industry, it's pretty much well known that that's like one of the hardest things to maintain. Keeping it closed once you've had like braces or Invisalign, keeping it closed is one of the hardest things to do. I didn't know that. Apparently everybody else knew that. Had I known that, I probably would have fought for a permanent retainer just as extra security. But I don't know if that would have necessarily worked. And I say that because since I got Invisaligns done, Invisaligns made my retainers based on my last set of aligners. Had I gotten a permanent retainer, they would have had to take the attachments off, put on the permanent retainer, take a new mold, send those off to Invisalign. I would have had to wait at least 3 to 4 weeks for the new retainers to come back. And I just don't think Invisalign was going to do that. And if they would have done it, I think they would have charged me an arm and a leg for it. Plus, it wouldn't have made sense that the only thing I would have been walking around with would have been a permanent retainer for about a month as my only security to maintain all the work that I had just gotten done. Plus, a lot of people don't like doing permanent retainers anymore because it is hard to keep clean. A lot of people end up getting a lot of plaque built up on it. They end up getting cavities and stuff like that. And then especially on the top, your bottom teeth end up hitting it when you're eating, when you're just resting or whatever. And so it ends up breaking a lot of times, and people don't even know that it broke. So it probably wouldn't have worked, but I still would have had I would have liked to have had the extra security, especially like when I went to sleep this weekend and didn't have my retainers in. Yeah, because that space that I had when I woke up, I was sick about it. So I wish I would have fought for a permanent retainer. The other thing I didn't know was that when they say you're supposed to, after you eat, you're supposed to brush and put your retainers back in, nobody told me you was actually supposed to wait 30 minutes before you brush your teeth. And I actually found that out on TikTok. I was just randomly scrolling, and I think the lady was the dentist. She pretty much explained that once you eat, the acidity from the food, the extra saliva that your mouth produces to help in the digestive process, all of that softens the enamel on your teeth. If you go to brush your teeth right away, you're essentially brushing away the enamel because it's in a softened state. Now, how often you have to do that and for how long before it actually causes some real damage to your teeth, I don't know. But nonetheless, it does damage your enamel. So you're supposed to wait at least 30 minutes so that your enamel can harden back up. And then you're supposed to brush, floss, and then put your aligners back in. Luckily, I didn't have this issue. I was a little hard-headed. And I didn't necessarily brush my teeth every time after I finished eating and put my aligners back in. A lot of it was because I was at work. And brushing my teeth in the public bathroom was just giving me the ick. I couldn't do it. So I actually would end up waiting about 30 minutes after I ate just to make sure I had gotten all of the food particles out. I would take some water, swish it around as hard as I could, spit it out in my garbage can, and then I would put my aligners back in. So I actually didn't have that problem. But if you're getting ready to start your Invisalign journey, or if you're in the middle of it, you're supposed to wait 30 minutes after you eat or drink before brushing your teeth and then putting the trays back in. So that's just another thing that I wish I had known beforehand. I think that's it for like the things that I wish I had known. Now, the rest of this is just going to be, oh no, last thing. The last thing, which it didn't really make a difference to me, but it might make a difference to somebody else. The amount of attachments that you have on your teeth are going to be very specific to the work that they need to do for you. So I had a total of 12 attachments, and I want to say it was on 8 or 10 teeth. Some of my teeth did have 2 attachments. You might be luckier than me, and you might have less than 12 attachments, or you might need an attachment on every single tooth. It's really dependent on your mouth and what they need to do. So I know a lot of the times Invisalign and people that have Invisaligns promote the fact that like it's better than braces because you don't have to have a bracket on each tooth. But you might be one of the few people that needs an attachment on each tooth. And then at that point, it still won't look the same as braces, but it'll essentially be the same thing because you'll have something on each tooth. So that's just a note for people that are interested in Invisalign. It's going to be dependent on the amount of work you need done. And just like the pricing, I didn't know any of this information until I did my my consultation, and they took the mold and they actually started putting together a treatment plan. I didn't know how much I was going to pay, and I didn't know how many attachments I was going to have until all of that was done. And it was essentially time for me to get them on and for me to pay. So please don't go to your consultation thinking that they're going to be like, oh yeah, we can tell you exactly how many attachments you're going to need or exactly what's going to be done. They don't know until it's all ran and the treatment plan is created. But anyway, now getting into some things that you're going to want to purchase before you start your Invisalign treatment journey. The first is a kid's toothbrush. It's way easier to clean the aligners with the kid's toothbrush because it's smaller. It's for a kid's mouth. Plus, it's softer, so it's not going to be too abrasive to the aligners. The second thing that you're going to want to get is a denture cleaner. And I will post a picture of the type that I use. I use this between once or twice a week, depending on, and I use it now for my retainers, depending on how gunky they get. But you can also use it for your aligners, and same thing, depending on how gunky they get. You might want to use it once a week. You might want to use it twice a week. I wouldn't recommend using it every day. I just don't think that that's necessary. Especially because what you're going to do is you're going to get the kid's toothbrush. You're going to buy some dish detergent. I use like a separate bottle from what's in the kitchen so that I don't have to keep going up and downstairs. I just keep it in the bathroom. You're going to use the kid's toothbrush, you're going to use the dish detergent. You're also going to buy a bowl or a small cup that is specific for you cleaning your retainers. You're going to put warm water in it, not hot, warm. I'm getting a phone call. But what I was saying was I have a bowl that is specific for my retainers / aligners. I don't eat out of it. It doesn't go downstairs in the sink or anything. I just wash it by hand or whatever. It stays in my room because I use it to clean my retainers. What I do is I take the bowl, put a pump of dish detergent in it, fill it with warm water. You want to make sure that you don't use hot water because it can distort your retainers or your aligners. I kind of let it sit in there, suds up for a little bit, take the kids' toothbrush, and I just scrub a dub around the retainers. I do have a video detailing how I clean my retainers, so I'll go ahead and put that up here as well. But that is what I do on a daily basis. I do not use the denture cleaner every day. I use that like once or twice a week for a deep clean, but not every day. For the everyday, I just use the dish detergent. And so, yeah, that's how I clean my retainers. So you are going to want to make sure that you purchase those items. You're also going to want to make sure that you purchase a travel toothbrush, travel toothpaste, and floss. And this is because obviously you're supposed to brush, scrub a dub before you put your aligners back in, especially after you eat. So if you go to a restaurant or whatever, sometimes I end up having me a good old time at night and I end up staying over at a friend's house and need to brush my teeth and put my retainers back in. And so for me, I carry a purse, so it's really easy for me to just have it all in this plastic bag and put it in my purse. So here is the toothbrush, here is the toothpaste, here's the floss, and there's plenty of floss. And I just prefer to use the little plackers instead of the string floss. I don't like having my fingers all in my mouth like that, so I prefer this floss. And the bag is a little dingy because it stays in my purse, but it literally just goes right in there. And then I don't ever have to worry about brushing my teeth or cleaning my retainers and making sure that everything is good to go. If you don't carry a purse, maybe keep it in your office or keep it in your car. I would be hesitant about leaving it in your car because the toothpaste, I'm sure with the sun and it's summertime, could like melt or something. But, you know, just try and find a place or a location to put it to where you'll have access to it when you leave the house. And then the last thing that you're going to want to purchase is those like throwaway nail files. And I get the throwaway ones. I'll post a picture up here so that you can see what I'm talking about. I get the throwaway ones because I want to make sure that I use a clean fingernail file every time. And I use that. The first time was one of my attachments was like slicing up my gums whenever I would take my aligners out. And I didn't notice it when I had first gotten the attachments put on because he asked me, did everything feel okay? And it genuinely did. But then once I would take out the aligners and I would start eating and it would start rubbing and cutting into my, like my cheeks or whatever. All I did was I took a clean fingernail file, buffed it ever so lightly just to round out that sharp edge. I did swish around to make sure I got all of the debris and stuff out of my mouth, and I spit it out. And then I threw that file in the garbage. The next time was my actual aligners. They were really sharp on the ends, and the bottom was like slicing into the inside of my lip. So I did the same thing. I took a clean file, the little disposable ones, buffed it out ever so lightly, rinsed it off to get the debris off, put it back in my mouth, threw the file out. But I recommend you get the little disposable files because if you have to do that several times to different aligners, like say you have to do it to like set 3 and set 7 or whatever, you don't want to use a dirty file. So that's another thing that I recommend that you purchase. And other than that, I really think that's all that I have. It wasn't too much that that caught me off guard or anything during my Invisalign experience. Again, I did have braces beforehand, so I wasn't really new to the game. But that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you got to the end of this video and you have not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you click that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so that you get notified when I post every single Sunday at 5 p.m. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this type of content. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down in my comment section. I am not a professional dentist or an orthodontist. It is always best practice to go talk to the professionals if you have any questions regarding any issues that you have going on. But I can give you some advice based on my personal experience, and that is all I can do. So just want to go ahead and put that out there. While you're down there, click that link in my description so that you can listen to my music. Follow me on social media at Sham the Baddest. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.